Benjamin Franklin. If you're lucky, you may recognize him from the $100 bill. Franklin was an inventor, an ambassador, and was considered by some to be the greatest founding father of America. But Franklin's original claim to fame was actually that of a mad scientist. Born in 1706 in Philadelphia, Franklin was famous for flying a kite in a storm to prove that lightning was electricity. His work regarding electricity made him famous around the world. Along with discovering electricity, Franklin also established the first public library in America, ran a printing press, wrote Poor Richard's Almanac, invented the bifocals and the Franklin stove, was the first postmaster general, received multiple honorary degrees from Yale and Harvard, and he established the first volunteer fire department in the Americas. But even with all of these creations, plus more, Franklin's greatest achievements came from his influence in founding the United States. Franklin is often considered to be the first American, not only because he was the oldest founding father, but because in 1754 he created this comment, which suggested that if the colonies didn't join together, they wouldn't last. In 1754, the colonies joined together against French and Native American forces. Soon, it would be against England. King George III had sent a lot of British troops to face these French and Native American forces in America, and it cost him a lot of Benjamins. So he had Parliament get together and establish a series of taxes, or acts, that would be levied upon the American colonists to help replenish the royal reserves. This included things like taxes on sugar, printed materials, and even decrees that forced colonists to house British soldiers who remained in America. It wasn't long until Franklin was chosen as a delegate from Pennsylvania to go and try to put an end to these taxes. He spoke in front of Parliament, ultimately declaring that the Americas would not stand for taxation without representation. Well, his wonderful ideas fell through pretty quickly, and Britain continued to exact more taxes from the colonies. By the time the Tea Act was passed in 1773, a group of colonists decided to take matters into their own hands. A group of men called the Sons of Liberty dressed up like Mohawk Indians and threw almost 100,000 pounds of British tea into the Boston Harbor. Needless to say, Britain wasn't happy about this Boston Tea Party. Britain retaliated, launching the Coercive Act, or Intolerable Acts as they were known in the colonies, and the colonists had had enough. War had broken out by April of 1775. On July 4, 1776, the American colonies had declared their independence. Benjamin Franklin had a key part in editing the Declaration of Independence. The United States finally overcame the British in 1783, and likely could not have done it without the arrival of French allies. And while Benjamin Franklin never fired a shot in the war, he may have played the largest role, as he was the French ambassador who helped secure an alliance with France.